Focus. Offer your lives as Paul.
Good evening, everyone. It's a privilege to be in your various lives. I'm taking up the song. Whatever you've been through, whatever you're going through, whatever life has thrown at you, at the end of the day, it can be used for the glory of God. Your Creator knows about it. No wonder Job said, He knows the way that I take. When He's through with me, I'll come out as gold. Gold is purged, pruned, dealt with in the furnace of affliction, in the furnace of fire. By the time gold comes out, it becomes a treasure for everyone to purchase. So I trust that some of the things that you're going through, that's why I say it, and let me say this evening. Welcome everyone. Please share with your friends. We're talking about how do you know you're in a toxic relationship. I'm taking it from my book, Take Your Life Back. I would be sharing some of the things I put in the book. How to take your life back after several years of abuse. Unveiling the veil of relationship vampires. There are people that when they cross their path, you cross their path or they cross your path, many things happen that you cannot explain. Some of us are still puzzled. We are wondering, what's going on? Am I dreaming? Why? You will understand why while we continue to inform each other. It takes understanding to stand. It takes understanding to be outstanding. When life hits you, don't head it. It's madness. Many women, many men are in a mental home because they head the challenges that crosses their path. Don't head it. Don't head it. Don't chest it. If you chest it, you can end up being treated for blood pressure. Don't chest it. This heart does not have bone. Don't chest it. You can walk over it. It can become a walkover. I'm sure you've heard that before. Someone will say, that was a walkover. You can walk over it. But it takes understanding. It takes knowledge. It takes knowing what to do and what not to do. You can order for the book. I can always get it across to you. If you're in Nigeria, it will soon be on Amazon. We are working hard on that very shortly. But if you want the hard copy, it can easily be shipped to you wherever you are. Wow, it's going to be powerful today. Please don't listen alone. Is it toxic? You need to know what is toxicity. When you are feeling a venom, it's like a snake bite. Some of you have not been bitten by a snake before, so it might not really be relevant. It's like a sting. At least something must have stung us before or stung us somehow. So if you have been stung by an animal, maybe an insect, or maybe you've been bitten by a snake, then you know that the venom, it's like a venom. It's actually a venom that goes into your bloodstreams and scatter your blood, mess up your feelings, makes you very, very uncomfortable. Some people die in the process. So how do I know that it is toxic? There's so many signs of knowing you're in a relationship that is toxic. Now, let me quickly say this. It doesn't have to do with the gender. Male are being abused in relationships that is supposed to be loving and nice. Male also have gone through that. Because of what I do, I've dealt with a lot of men that have been abused in their relationship. The relationship is toxic and it looks as if, you know, it's the man's fault or the woman's fault. The root of abuse or being toxic in a relationship is multidimensional. But by tomorrow I'll be talking to parents, you know, have to be sex-wise as parents. As sexuality has to do with so many things we go through under the canopy of our parents. So parenting makes us or mar us. That's why we have to be extremely careful, especially if you have been damaged one way or the other. You've been through, you know, so many things growing up. Please do everything in your capacity, in your ability, in your capability to salvage your generation. I was saying it yesterday. Joseph said, don't cross your hand. Don't cross your hand. Don't cross your hand. I'm changing this narrative. I'm changing this pattern. I'm not going to continue in this kind of mess that my parents and everybody made us to, find ourselves in. I'm not going to continue. I'm changing it perpetually, permanently. I'm stopping the flow. And definitely, he stopped the flow because his father crossed his hand and he said enough. I'm sure someone is hearing me tonight, this evening, that you just tell yourself enough. Enough. Take your life back. Enough. Enough. Enough is enough. That's the word. And if you want to say it's going to be enough, you're going to be intentional about it. Recently, I started having one-on-one session with few people. You can actually send me a DM. If you want one-on-one therapy, it's available. And guess what? I have to make them to make an oath of commitment that they would respond to therapy. Let me put it this way. I've seen people that I've known them for 10, 20 years. And honestly, if they had joined therapy or key into recovery, sincerely, their lives would have been better. The lives of their children would have been better. Things would have gone well for them. Unfortunately, they are trying to run away and live in denial. I said it before, maybe in one of the episodes. Denial is sweet. It suits your soul. It makes you feel comfortable. When things are happening, it's obvious. The handwriting is on the wall. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can handle it, and you are telling yourself everything is fine. Everything is good. Nothing is wrong. Oh, it can be really nice, but you are living on a borrowed time. It's going to explode. It's going to be a time. It's already a tickling bomb. It's going to explode and blast your face. And that's where a lot of people, that's where they found themselves. They are not changing. They are not ready to work on themselves. They are not ready to seek professional help. They are trying to cover it up. Let me share my experience with you. I've said it before, but because of the relevance of what I'm going to say tonight, this evening, morning everybody, thank you everyone, I appreciate you for watching. Because of the relevance of what I was going to say now, I need to bring that illustration again. I remember several years ago I had these toenails. I love my nails, my toenails, because of my shoes. Most of my shoes are open shoes because I preach everywhere back and forth, so most of my shoes are open toes shoes. And I remember I had this terrible fungal infection on one of my toes. It was terrible. As a matter of fact, when they are doing the pedicure, I noticed that the stench that comes out is offensive. And the person doing my pedicure will say, "Mommy, let's remove this nail. Let's take it off. Let it have a breath of fresh air, fresh air. Let's allow it to breathe. Let life comes in." I said, no, just don't worry. Let's treat it. Put hydrogen peroxide. Put M&B. The way you cover up, the way you package, the way you pretend as if everything is fine. The pain was ringing in my head, on my brain, if there is anything like that. I was feeling the effect of that pain, of that toe pain. My toes. I was feeling it in my brain. Sometimes I have this excruciating pain coming from that part of my body. But the guy will say, "Mommy, this thing is eating up the nails. Your nails will go off. I said, "Please, just leave it." Why? Because I want to present my toenail nicely, well polished, and all of that. I remember I was going to go to the US for a meeting, and the pain was there and everything. I just treated it, put cotton wool. You know how deep that wound will be under your toes, under your nails, And I said, "Don't worry, just treat it." I couldn't wear shoes. I had to wear slippers to the aircraft and all. The first day of the meeting, I had to wear my shoes normally, packaging. At the end of the day, I was smelling. The first day of the meeting, my toenail fell off. Blood was everywhere on the altar. Thank God it was not rocked, it was tiles. So everybody saw it. And for 2 weeks, I was preaching, I could not even wear slippers. And I heard that voice clearly. Anything you cover will decay. Please, somebody should help me to write it down, because these words came by experience. To learn by information is better, to learn by experience is bitter. I heard it clearly. Whatever you cover will decay. So if you are hearing me tonight, this evening, depending on your time this morning, and you're covering up your inner man, yourself, your conscious, thank you, Stabola, thank you, your conscious, male or female, I'm not even sure, but thank you, you know, consciously, unconsciously, you're trying to package it, you are trying to make it not to be obvious. Forget it. You are the one feeling the pain. And that's why denial to me, I say it in a formful way, denial to me is demonic. Denial to me is demonic. I hate to be in denial. Let's call a spade a spade. Don't call it an agricultural shovel. The reason why I was able to stand up and stand out in the midst of everything that has happened to me is the ability to say, Funke, there's a problem here. Let's solve it. And you know one thing about me, my brain solves problem. It has to be solved. Anyhow, something must be done. The moment you get to a place in your life and you travel inside, not deceiving yourself, and tell yourself, this has to be fixed. I'm not managing anything. It cannot decay. Let's deal with it. If you cannot deal with it, then let's forget about it. The moment you find yourself fixed on that determination and being resolute, you are good to go. You are good to go. How do I know that my relationship is toxic? Number one. Now, don't forget, it depends on the level of the type of relationship. It could be a relationship with a lover. It could be with your parents. I've seen parents that are extremely toxic and their children don't know what to do. That's why I made it broad. Is it toxic or not toxic? Because if I don't want to zero it to husband and wife, parenting, let it be broad. It's a broad topic. So please don't look at toxicity from the angle of, oh, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my wife, or my husband. It could be you and your parents. It could be you being toxic to your own parents. It could be a platonic relationship. Anything that has to do with relationship that is toxic, that's what we want to be addressing here. How do you know that you're in a toxic relationship? Number one, you lack support. Please be noting it. It's in my book, Unveiling the Veil of Relationship Vampires. Take your life back. Listen to me carefully. If you have this at the back of your mind, any relationship you are privileged to have, either parenting, husband, friendship, association, there is need for support. It is toxic if you don't have their support. They look at you and they are waiting for you to fall. They are looking at the negatives. They are checking out the odds. They're actually waiting for things not to work out for you so as for them to laugh at you. If you have anybody like that in your life, parents, friends, associates, colleague, wherever you find them, excuse yourself, they are toxic. A healthy relationship has to do with support. As a matter of fact, they are not supporting you in action, they are verbalizing the support. They notice your effort, they encourage you, they tell you, even if you look as if you are failing. You know, sometimes you venture into things like, you know, in the case of a husband and a wife, maybe your husband went into business and the things is not working out the way it is planned. Don't wait for the person to fall or to fail. When relationship is healthy, there is support. So you know you are in a toxic relationship when you don't have a full support. Now, it's a red flag, you know. Because everybody needs to be appreciated, to be celebrated, to be validated. You know, even if you don't have, now don't think it's all money. No, support is not money. Your support can be emotional, mental, psychological, spiritual, and financial. People need spiritual support. Just to say, honey, whatever it is, just know that I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. I believe in you. when you don't see that in any of your relationship, please don't zero it to marriage alone. Please, I want to encourage you, stop zeroing all these topics to husband and wife. We have them. We have people that live with us. They are eating our food. We are helping them, and they are toxic because we are not seeing any support from them. All they want to take, they are parasites. They want to eat and eat, and they are vampires. They take life from you, they stop life from you, and you are not really getting any reciprocal to the investment you are putting into their lives. They are toxic. So I hope I'm making my points clear. So when you lack support in any relationship, then there's something that is wrong somewhere. I'm going to tell you why. There are so many reasons for that. Lack of support is important. Then toxic communication. You can't talk. Instead of the words of kindness, love, care, oh, I appreciate you, you are really trying your efforts. Maybe you are burning midnight candle. It could be your friend. It doesn't have to be marriage. Please, don't zero it to marriage. It's a broad topic. Is it toxic or not toxic? You put effort in something, no kind words, no loving words, no encouragement. The only thing you notice is sarcasm. Look at you. How many of you have done it before? Or you laugh sarcastically. Your action, your reaction is showing sarcasm or criticism. Please, if you want to get this book, you can find everything there. Criticism. They criticize you. They tell you everybody has done it before. They actually bring out stories around your vision, around your dream that is negative. Guess what? Somebody did IVF. I'm just giving you an example. And you know what? He has done 25. None has worked. And the person knows you have been trusting God that one day you will carry your own child. That person is an enemy. Excuse yourself. Can I say this to everyone listening to me today? If you don't have anything to say to anybody, shut up. If you don't have anything to say to anybody, shut up. Mind your mouth. It's not compulsory you should say anything. I remember, if you cannot help me, leave me. That's wisdom. If you cannot help me, thank you for joining, everyone. If you can't help me, leave me. Let me be. The moment you are in a relationship that is toxic, the person will not communicate support, will not communicate energy. It's telling you indirectly. Now, there are some that are kind of smart when they are being toxic in communication. What they will just do is that they will fuel the fact that they don't want, it can't work. They will keep encouraging you to stop. They will discourage you. I'm using those words. You know, I tried personally not to even say something negative. I wanted to say discourage, and I said encourage. I have wired my brain. I've trained myself to be able to be a strong support system, a solid support for anyone around me who wants to do something. Now listen, you are the kind of a person that is extremely toxic by destroying, being sarcastic, criticizing efforts. But you know what? The sky is big enough for two birds to collide, except one is mad. Honestly speaking. For the fact that you are pulling me down, you are destroying me, it does not change anything. I will still be better. I will still achieve, because promotion does not come from the east, neither from the west. It only comes from the Father of light, in whom there is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. So promotion comes from God. The race is not to the swift. The battle is not to the strong. So for the fact that you are, pulling the person, good evening, thank you everyone, good evening. For the fact that you are trying to be sarcastic, say things negatively, try to, let me see 1001 reasons why it cannot be done, it cannot be achieved, it does not mean it's not going to be achieved. I tell people, and I'm saying it here, when you are in a relationship, or you are privileged to be a little bit up there, and somebody is low, quote and unquote, because sincerely, lowness is relative at the time, because you don't know what happens tomorrow. God is dynamic. Now, If you are doing everything to pull that person down, you are joking. You know what will happen? If people pull you down, let me quickly put it this way. If they pull you down, don't pull yourself down. When you are going on a journey of your life, be determined, be resolute, be resilient. I remember the first 10 books I wrote. They were small books, but I got ISBN from the government of Nigeria. They gave me proof of the books. And somebody I was expecting to really say, wow, 10 at a time, you're doing well. You know what the person said? He said, you have just written pamphlets. Nice one. Oh, let me have She Matters devotional. The person that said this is how many pages? This one, the book I'm using now is 206 pages. Now I'm just being practical because is it toxic or not? I'm the author of this book, She Matters devotional. How many pages is this book? This book is 500 and let me check. 553 pages from pamphlets. If anybody tells you you cannot do anything, do it. The beauty of life is the ability to prove your critics wrong. Because God on your side, you are more than a billion. You are more than an overcomer. I'm looking for words to use. Don't allow anything, anybody in your life, male or female, to pull you down. Because listen, if they pull you down, can I say this? Let me put it this way. If you don't want anybody to say anything, say nothing, do nothing, becomes nothing. They will abuse you. You know what they're going to say? Look at you. She has potentials. She's not even doing anything. He has what it takes. Good evening, thank you. He has what it takes, but it's not achieving. They are the one that discouraged you. They are the one that were sarcastic about your dream and your vision, and yet they will abuse you. So if you don't want anybody to say anything about you, say nothing, do nothing, becomes nothing. They will still tell you you are a waster of resources. Pardon me. They will call you a waster of resources. They will say you are useless and you have what it takes. Why can't you do it? What life used to hit you is what they will use in abusing you later. So don't listen to them. Follow your dreams. Be passionate about it. You are toxic in a relationship. Instead of the person being kind, giving you mutual support, mutual respect, validating your efforts, encouraging what you are putting as an effort, but it's just sarcasm you see, negative you see. Everything around you shows that I'm alone. Listen to me. It's better to be alone than to be in a wrong company. Some of us, you are hearing me today. You are comfortable. I'm going to talk about it. Don't let me. This book, please, if you want to order for this book, it's going to bless you. It's going to give you depth and insight to what relationship is all about. Enough. Take your life back after many years of abuse. Well scripted, well edited, good book, good book. Now, if the person is not going to support you, it should not discourage you. When you notice that person, please mark them. I'm not saying you should be physical with fight, but in your mind, just know that you have this person is not in your support system. It's not in your circle. Now move on. Move on. If they can't beat you, somebody should help me to write it. Good evening. If they can't beat you, they will join you. You know when somebody is toxic, there is nothing you do that is good in that person's her eyes. It fuels and criticizes you with a lot of contempt. It's in this book. Contempt. It's very contentious. He just looked at you and look at you with disdain. That's the word I'm looking for. Look at you with disdain. Look at you and see, what is wrong with you? You are jumping. I've gone through that in my life. I love Jesus. I'm so passionate about what I'm doing. And I've seen people in the same fellowship. I say, Sister Funke, your own is too much. Blah, 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 blah. Today, where are they? They are not seen. They are not heard. Because it is written, look at a man that is diligent in his business. He will sit among kings and not ordinary men. So you know when you're in a toxic relationship, when instead of people communicating kindness, respect, And let their conversation give you energy. Instead, you are seeing sarcasm, you are seeing yourself, having a side talk, side remark. For instance, let me be a little bit practical. Maybe you wanted to do something, and then maybe you want to lift a load. Let me put it that way. You want to lift a burden or a load, and you can't lift it. And somebody just look at it. You thought you have energy. You don't have energy. You are a weakling. You are weak. Any word that comes that crushes you, that reduces you to nothing, that makes you feel lesser than who you are, the person that is bringing such words, they are toxic. Now, don't get me wrong. There's it for balance here. There are times in your life you need a comforter and a confronter. You need people that will criticize your work. But the person that will criticize what you are doing must have shown you, must have made you to know beyond reasonable and unreasonable doubt. They would have proven themselves to have been your solid support, your number one fan. I need to get that clear. That is when it's not toxic. Because by the time you're saying, okay, let me go, whatever, and you are making mistakes and nobody is talking, that is another one that we need to look into. The moment the person in question is not, there's no record of support. Since the inception of that relationship, the only thing is you are good for nothing, you cannot do it. The person, there's no financial investment, there's no emotional investment, there's no psychological investment, there's no physical investment, there's no financial investment. That person is toxic. But in a situation where we somehow, the person in question had showed to you that I believe in you, I believe in your dream, I believe in your support. When such people brings out some things for you to see or to notice, please celebrate it. Be grateful, because you can't be left alone in the journey of life. So when the person is sarcastic, is making undertone statement, then you notice that you don't want to relate with that person. How is it toxic or not toxic? You don't want to relate with that person. You are trying to avoid the person. Something in you repels that person's commitment to you. Is toxic. You don't want to share your news, your good news, your dreams. I don't want to pick his call. I don't want him to talk to me. Or you are slyly, I'm going to talk about that. It's in this book. You are slyly achieving. You want to quickly rush to do something, because if the person gets to know, it's going to put ice cubes in that zeal and enthusiasm and your zest. It will just quench the fire. That person is toxic. Envy or jealousy. Child. Envy. Now, envy is poisonous. It's a venom. It's toxic. Envy. If you see someone, if you are relating with someone that is envious of you, please avoid that person. The person can kill you, can poison you. What made Cain to kill Abel? Is it not envy? When somebody is envious of you, now how do you know? The person, the little thing you have achieved, maybe something small. You thought you are nobody, but the person that is jealous of you will always see you as ahead. Even if that person is doing more than you, or is achieving more than you, or is successful more than you, it will still be jealous of you. Listen to me. If you have envy, if you agree with envy, do something about it now. You need therapy. I must check the root of the envy that you are manifesting. I want to check the root of that envy or jealousy. One of the things that breeds envy and jealousy is family system. When your parents, in one of my books, Love Note to Fathers, I've written 64 books, from pamphlets to 64 books. Interesting. But let me say this. The reason why somebody is competitive or jealous of you is because of where the person is coming from. I'm still talking, we're going to be here tomorrow for sex-wise parenting. If you have 4 children and one is a little bit laid back as parents, and the laid back one is the one You keep comparing with others. If you keep comparing your children with each other, you are not wise, one. Number two, you are making that person to be soaked or possessed, I'm choosing my words, with the spirit of envy and jealousy. Oh, can't you see your brother? Can't you see your mate? See your siblings? See your cousin? See your niece? Is better than you. You are not good for nothing. Most of this toxicity we are talking about, they are foundational issues. That's why when people are dealing with issues, you don't judge them. Because there's a reason why this thing happened to them. Nobody is born. I'm going to be dealing with the issue of narcissistic personality disorder later. Most narcissists were made. They were not born like that. Because of the dysfunctionality of the family system, there's no balancing. You keep allowing your kids to be jealous of each other, envious of each other. Can't you see? Look at your brother. Now, you see, when you see children, and some personality, oh my God, there's no time to talk about personality today. There are some children that naturally, their personality is strong. So they have a nature of jealousy naturally. Competition, I don't want to use the word jealousy. Competition. They are competitive by nature. Some kids are like that. They want to do what others are doing. They want to excel. They want to outshine. That's their nature. It's part of a personality called choleric. They are strong-willed children. That's why when they go to fight, when they go to sports, they outrun, they stand out, they want to do things. That's their nature. Imagine if that child is now raised in a family system that everybody tells the child, you are not doing well. You will make that child to be envious and be jealous of any relationship in life, because there's no emotional stability, there's no validation, there is no inner strength, there is no appreciation of who that child is. But listen, whether you are from a background that is toxic or you are not from a background that is toxic, hear me and hear me clearly. The moment you find yourself in that kind of relationship, do me a favor, excuse yourself and just mark the person. You know why I said that? They will drain you. They will drain you. The relationship will drain you and you will not fulfill your potentials. That's why I'm asking, is it toxic or not toxic? So if you see envy or jealousy, it's a bad one. It's a sign that you're in a toxic relationship. You will know. As you are saying your own, even me, I'm like that too. I want to do like that. You wear clothes, you want to wear it. They don't even know that you are just living by faith. They don't know. But it is what you have that they want. They cannot catch a niche for themselves. They want to pull you down. Then they are controlling. That's number 4. Controlling. Where are you? What are you doing? What's going on? Who are you greeting? Where's your friend? Who is that your friend? That's the man. He's sleeping with you. He's your ally. You are pursuing dreams. You are pursuing destiny. All that is on their head is somebody is trying to sleep with you. Excuse me. That's the terrible one. It's toxic. They are checking your phone. They are trying to look around. You can't be free. You can't mix with people. You are trying to build yourself. They destroy anything that is making you to be yourself. It's toxic. Any relationship that is healthy, they want you to be the best version of yourself. They will do everything. Thank you. Thank you. And you can relate with that. You can relate with that. You know, one thing that is beautiful about relationship is very clear. If I'm relating with you, I must grow. I must be added to. Anybody that is not adding to you will subtract from you. You can write it down. If I see you not adding to me, you are subtracting from me. I need additional relationship. I need someone that will make me be stirred in the spirit, to make me to be my best. More. They are the kind of people that when you post anything on your page or whatever, they like it, they comment, they say good things about you. We all need to be encouraged. Thank you. We all need to be appreciated. Everybody needs to be validated. But when those things are not coming from the people that are supposed to help you, people that are supposed to be, validating you and giving you energy, then they are toxic. Does your friend, your partner, Now, this is relative to relationship, especially marriage. Controlling behaviors. Does your partner ask where are you? Or he's asking where are you now? Who is with you? Who are you with? He wants to do video call 24/7. He's not secured. When you don't immediately answer his text message or his phone number, please, this book is extremely practical. You did quickly, get his number. You could not. He's not reaching out to you. He begins to imagine everything. I've seen cases. You don't even know what I've listened to in this my little life. A woman went to work. I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you. Things I hear people tell me. I remember last week I had to make you to listen to one of the, episodes of a woman that her 3-year-old child was. Please, if you miss any of the episode, go to my YouTube channel, like and subscribe, and listen to some of this information. They're going to help you. A man, anytime the wife comes back from work, I'm not joking, as soon as she undresses, the man, honestly, I'm telling you what she did. I won't give you the details because I have to tell her to do something to be sure she was not guessing wrongly. She was not assuming. I didn't want her to assume. I wanted her to be sure. The man will go to where she puts her undies and check if she had sex. That's terrible. He said, "Mommy, this man disvirgined me." Toxic. This man, I've never had an affair in my marriage. He was the one that disvirgined me. So where is this thing coming from? The man is toxic. He's controlling. The issue of control is an act of jealousy. You need to understand that. He's jealous, that's why he's controlling, because he wants to be in charge. And such people are not always in charge. Because what really makes a man to be in charge is when you take your place in destiny. Or a woman. Now, I've said it before, don't get me wrong. Please don't relate this topic with whether you're a male or a female. It's not gender based. People are damaged and they bring out the foul odor. The fragrance of their damage smells in the public. If I wear a perfume, you will smell it. If I fart, you will smell it. So their odor is offensive because of where they are coming from. So controlling behavior, if you are like that, or if you find yourself in that kind of relationship, just know that the person is toxic. Resentment. The person keeps holding grudges. It just kept, you are wondering, what did I do? What have I done now? What is it that, I don't even know what I did to deserve this kind of thing. I don't understand. I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. You are so confused. So you can't be intimate with that person. So they keep fueling fights. Because I don't want to be tempted to go into narcissistic personality disorder. But let me say this. When you have people like that around you, who leaves you resentful, who makes you feel uncomfortable, feel sad and all of that, they have personality disorder. And one thing that is natural with them is when they make you miserable, they are happy. You see them, they shout at the children, "What's wrong with you? All of you, wake up, driver is in trouble." Neighbors, they are driving, they are honing, that gives them oxygen, that gives them energy. When they are making you miserable, then they feel good. They subject their children, they mess up everybody around them. That's when they feel good. So with that, of course, you feel resentful. You are frustrated. They make you smaller in your sight. You know what? Yes, I know they are narcissists. I don't want to handle the word narcissistic now. I'm just still looking at toxic. I'm going to take that, we're going to get to this sociopath, psychopath. Even in narcissism, there are different shades there are some that are covert. They are covert narcissists. I had somebody talking about narcissistic here. Yes. Some you don't even know. They are very subtle and sly. It takes you to travel inside and ask yourself a question. What did I really want from life? What do I want? The question is, what do I want? By the time you are able to answer the question of what you want from life, and you notice that this person is not delivering or giving you what you want, and it's making you to hate, to live in bitterness, to live in unforgiveness, to feel sad all the time, then it's toxic. I don't want to go into narcissism now. Now let me say this: they make you consistently nurse grievances. You keep nurturing hatred, bitterness, and bitterness defiles. Bitterness contaminates. Consistently, you just want to, you are agitated. Yes, you are not restful. You are not restful. They must say something that will bother you. They must say something that will affect you. The relationship is toxic. Just know that there's venom. There's venom in that relationship. Poison is a vampire in this book, unveiling the veil of relationship vampires. Then number 6, dishonesty. They are not straightforward. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You find yourself constantly making up lies. Let me leave that one. I'm coming to narcissistic later. Don't let me mix it up. Yes, here. Dishonesty. How do you know you're in a toxic relationship? Male, female, mother, daddy, parents, uncle, cousin, nieces. People that you are feeding can be toxic around you. I've seen people that have a lot of people in their house living with them, and you yourself, that is the owner of the house, you are not comfortable. It's toxic. You find yourself constantly making lies up about your whereabouts. That's another thing. It's toxic. You can't be truthful. You can't be plain. You hide your account. You hide your phone. You hide your business plans. Nothing. You can't be free. You are not free to share dreams. You are not free to share visions. You are not free to say things that would give you energy. You are not happy being around the person. The person is toxic. Why? You don't know how he will react. He can even say, now this, you say you are trying to do a business. Who is that guy that is helping you? Must you be fully helped by a female? Helper of destiny can be anywhere, can be anybody. But such people, you have to lie to get what you want to get done. It is when they are not available that you quickly thrive. You wake up in the midnight to read, to study, to become what you are wired to become, because they can't see you developing. They can't see you grow. They don't want you to grow. They don't want you to become the best you are wired to become. Such relationship is highly toxic. Then they disrespect you. In my language, it says that, let me put it in Yoruba, then I'll put it in English. Everybody wants to be honored. But when you are in a toxic relationship, there's no honor. It is invisibly written on everybody's forehead. Please honor me. Respect me. They don't respect you. They talk you down anywhere. They shout you down anywhere. They treat you like a trash. Anywhere. Anywhere. Even now, it's people that are looking up to you can be toxic. Especially when they have this personality disorder, when they are toxic in their person, in their persona. They can shut you down. They can be snobbish. They might even not greet you. What would you do? They can even set you up to beat you. God forbid. They have a pattern of disrespect. If you're in that kind of situation or in the relationship, is toxic. When they disrespect you, they don't value your outing, your dating, you want to do something, you just sense dishonor. You sense disrespect. The person is toxic. I'll teach you how to be out of it. It's easy. You can be out. You can deal with it. We're getting there. I believe it's going to be. I'm going to be consistent with this. I have a lot on my table, but I'm just trying to put a lot of things together so that people will understand the pattern of their lifestyle that is making them uncomfortable or giving them distress. Now, number 8, negative financial behavior. Some of you are hearing me now. You've used your credit card. You've gone into debt. One lady said, I assist my husband to get a loan. Both of them agreed. Now, the loan is not paid. He has gone out with another woman. Oh my God. I wish I could. You know, maybe that particular one, I need to let you listen to the voice notes. I was shocked. Let me narrate it in the next 7 or 8 minutes that I have. Let me narrate it. She told me, hear me, I'm talking about negative financial behaviors. She told me that she married this man. Now, this is marriage. It doesn't have to be married, don't get me wrong. It could be relationship. It could be a bosom friend. It could be someone that you are close to. It could be someone that you have invested in. So please don't assume. But this story is husband and wife. She said when she met this man, they were sleeping on the floor. There was no mattress. There was no bed. She said she told herself, I will support. I will make this man someone. So she started buying mattress, did everything. He said for 3 years, the man didn't have a job. True story. It's a voice note. I can even play it for you to listen to it, if you don't mind. But it's the truth. Now, she said they had a first child and a second child. The way I will answer that one, I've answered that. When you notice such a thing, when you know that a man does not have financial integrity, is not straightforward, you catch a need for yourself, you plan something. Because you will suffer, your children will suffer. It's not about you alone. What about your kids? You invested in a man, gave him money, the next thing he's sleeping around or trying to make some wrong financial decisions, and you want to be. It's not about you now. But by the way, let me continue my story. How to take your life back is important. It's a book I've just published. Now, she told me, she said, Ma, they had 2 kids. The man didn't have a job for 3 years. Then finally he got a job. He said he got a job. That after he received his first salary, he gave him 5,000 naira for food. 5,000 naira. What would you? I don't know what they sell for 5,000 naira. Maybe 5 bowl of rice. I don't know. Maybe it's rice. I don't know how much. About 1,000 naira. Yes. Now, is it only rice? Just know 5,000 is nothing. It's like giving $1 or £1. £1 is how much now? 700. $1 is £1 is about 800. $1 is 700. So, or thereabouts. Just £1, $1, 5,000 naira, thereabouts. He said, he now called her in the middle of the night, pardon me, and said, do you believe in destiny? She said she was wondering, what is destiny? That his destiny is to marry another woman. That his destiny is to marry another woman. A man that had no job for 3 years, had 2 kids. Your wife was the one. He said there was no television, there was no radio, there was no chair in the room, in the house, when they got married. She has been the one feeding, clothing, doing everything for the man. Now, his destiny is to marry another woman. I just told the woman. I won't tell you what I told the woman, because I don't want anybody to assume different stroke for different strokes. When it comes to counseling and therapy, you don't mop everything up. You have to know that if I'm dealing with this case, I'm dealing with that case differently, and it's different. So that's why I'm not going to tell you. But if you need one therapy, please send me a DM. You pay for therapy. Therapy is not free. Thank you. Once beaten, twice shy. Somebody said once beaten, twice shy. So let me be rounding up. Negative financial. When you notice that a man does not have financial integrity, please, you need counseling. Don't dull yourself. Constant stress, you are toxic in a relationship. If you have constant stress, you have headache, migraine, your tummy is going, your tummy is rumbling. You are not restful. Do you know cancer is traceable to stress? Most of our ailments that we're dealing with now, they are stress-induced ailments. Migraine, blood pressure, ulcer, cancer. One woman said, all my cases have been mentioned. I'm a strong woman. Oh, yes, you are strong. But listen to me. Let me say this. Maybe I'll just say constant stress. And let me leave it. I'll continue next week, because I have like few minutes to go. But let me say this to that strong woman. You are very, very strong. I appreciate the fact that you are strong. But hear me very carefully. if you are not careful, you will just be going around in circle. If you are still in that relationship, keep going around in circle, telling yourself, I'm strong, I can cope. I'm not saying you cannot cope, but you need a strong support, solid, let me say it again, strong, solid support system. Strong and solid support system. You need to be able to open up, because listen, some of these things sit somewhere in our emotions. I've seen women. I ask ladies, when I see one pimple, if you see one pimple on my face, I will ask you, what's going on? Because you are weeping through your skin. Some, one boil will just show up in one corner of your body. Some is some rashes. You just notice something. Is a sign of stress. Now, there was a lady, one of our friends, that she's late now. She had cancer. So she was taken out of the country for treatment. And when they did the diagnosis, where she went, we were told that women, when they have issues, they have marital issue, they are prone to colon cancer. I've said it in one of the episodes. If you are having challenges with your child, it's traceable to breast cancer. And check the history of cancer in our generation. It is more in women than men. Go to cancer ward. I need to see a lady there tomorrow in the teaching hospital. Most women, because the way we relate like a noodle. We relate like spaghetti. We are wired like the hub of a wheel. We are interwoven. When a woman's child, when your daughter is sick or your son is sick, you and your husband woke up in the morning, you have to tap his sponge, you have to take care of the baby overnight. And both of you goes to work. The man would have gone to work, finish her job, probably coming home. That is when he will remember that one of his sons or daughter is sick. A woman will be calling intermittently, probably get depressed at work. The boss will notice, madam, what's the problem? Say, I didn't sleep overnight, my daughter is sick, my son is sick. We are wired like a noodle. So if you are strong and you are internalizing everything, please don't. Seek help. One of the things I do in one-on-one session of therapy is to listen to you. Just talk. It can be 3 hours, 4 hours. My job is to listen. Now, for the first time in your life, bring out the story out. Don't be the only one concealing it. I've seen women, men, that will keep concealing those things. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a dimension of spirituality. You can pray, you can pray, you can pray. But sometimes, the Bible says, confess your faults one to another and pray for one another. If two shall agree as touching anything. Meaning that God himself knows. God even said, let us make man. God is not operating in isolation. God operates as a unity. He operates in bond. He said, when they were building the Tower of Babel, he said, let's come down and scatter these people, or else whatever they agreed to do or made up their minds to do, they cannot be stopped. So that tells you something, that it takes a force of unity to destroy another force of unity. So you need to put yourself together and get someone to just open up to. I had a story lately. I can't share it on social media. Terrible. It has. She shared it with me. I'm sure she's listening, and I thought it was a joke. Things happen under the sun. People cover up things. But don't forget, the first thing I said at the beginning of this episode is, or this session is, anything you cover will decay. Bring it out. Get support. Wow. Question, no question. I've been trying to check if anyone is asking questions. All these cases have been mentioned. Yes, you are in a toxic relationship. I wish I could finish it today, but there's no time. Probably I'll continue next week by the grace of God. It's just 1 hour. I don't want to exceed an hour. I'm almost an hour. Over an hour now. Almost an hour, 1 minute, and I really want to. Let me check. If you have any question, can you write it so I can probably say something on that? Anything you cover with decay, yes. Any question, anyone there want to ask a question on Facebook or on Instagram, you can go on YouTube and watch it also. It's going to be on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you for doing that. Yes, any question, any question. I'm sure a lot of people are thinking. Please share this with people. Some people, they don't even know they're in a toxic relationship. They just felt maybe God is testing them. Hey, I'm coming to that. I'm going to talk of that. If God is your father, he will not use evil to tempt you. He will not abuse you. God loves you. He won't abuse you. Please don't ever think God is the one behind abuse. God is not toxic. He wants you to be loved. If God is your father, he takes care of you. His eyes are on the sparrows. He loves you with an everlasting love. Please don't take that statement from anybody. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes God uses relationship in our lives to help us to shape our lives, but it's not abuse. It's not when you can't live, you can't breathe, you are being, financially you are not comfortable, the person pulls you down. God is not wicked. No, God is not wicked. Please don't allow that in your relationship. The person doing that may be an agent of the devil anyway. And when the devil uses someone, he will still destroy the person. So if he's an agent of the devil, then go and do some praying and intercession, bind and loose, and let God deliver you. David said, my soul will escape like a snare in the hand of a fowler. A toxic person is a fowler. Your soul has to escape. You can order this book. It's available. I can send it to you if you wish. It's just beautiful, very rich in knowledge, in understanding, and very, very it's explanatory, when to leave, getting out after, should I leave now, should I stay, what do I do? And very soon, by the grace of God, is actually in the press. I'm doing a devotional on dealing with narcissistic, how to do a 30 days of recovery for women that are engaged or married to a narcissist. It's going to strengthen your heart. It's for 30 days. For 30 days, you keep meditating on the things that are in that book. I did 30 days first because I don't want to do more than 30 days for now. Maybe I'll do 90 days or 100 days devotional for women that are married to a narcissist. Wow, it's been wonderful. It's been a very busy day today. I appreciate you for watching. Thank you so much. I will see you definitely next week on this topic. Is it toxic or not toxic? Thank you.